Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Hello, everyone. Uh, this is Omar Ali. I am life coach and your host of My Mending Monday. Today, we are going to be discussing, is it a wall, a mirror, or is it a hurdle that's blocking your choices? Before I get started, I want you to take a minute and like. I want you to take a minute and share this broadcast. I want you to take a minute and hit the notification, a little bell, so that way you will not be late and you will not miss another Mending Monday. So I'm going to give you, okay, so here's the thing. So I was giving 5 seconds and I was told that was way too short. So I extended it and I gave you guys a different kind of timer. So I want you guys to tell me if you like this one better, if I should go back to the old one. But I'm going to give you about 15 seconds to do all the things, like it, share it, hit your notification button so that you'll always know when it's time for My Mending Mondays. All right, guys, here we go. All right, guys. Okay, so you guys tell me if you guys like that. Thumbs up, thumbs down. I'll go back to the old one. But I thought I'd just kind of mix up a little something for you guys. So let's see who's in the house today. Hey, Madu. Oh, my mommy's in. Hey, Mom. Let's see who else we have. We have Mocha from We Lit Radio in Nevada. Nice to have you guys in. I know as other people start coming in, please remember to let me know that you're in, wave at me, shout out, say something so I know where you are. So moving forward, we're going to jump right into the homework. Okay. So last broadcast, we discussed, wait. Okay, thumbs up. Yay. Okay, my mom said it made her body move up. I like that song too as well. Thank you. So there was homework. And so as the teacher that I am in my heart, I'm always going to do roll call so I know who's in. And so if you did the homework, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you did. So if it's your first time coming in last week, let me give you a refresher. So we talked about, we discussed having five choices that we would make this week, where we actually found a healthy choice in every situation that we were facing. Okay. So the challenge was to find 5 things or 5 healthy choices out of every situation. So if you were able to do that, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you at least, even if you did not find 5, if you found 1, if you were able to you were faced with a situation and you had to make a choice, but it looked at first as if you didn't have a choice. But the more you looked at it, the more you examined it, the more you stepped outside of yourself and say, you know what, hey, maybe I could do this or I could do that. Or maybe in this situation, I'm going to have to make up a choice. So if that was you, let me know. So I see that, okay, so Mom was able to do one. So if you want to share, please let me know what it was that you did. And we will kind of discuss that, because I do want to celebrate you, because I know that it's difficult sometimes when we have choices and we have things that are coming up against us or seeming to come up against us, that we feel like we don't have an option, when the reality is that no, there's an option. Perhaps we haven't seen it. Perhaps we don't particularly care for the choices that we've been given. And so we kind of like just wait it out, hoping that we're going to get a better choice. But if you were able to do the homework, if you're just coming in, just give me a thumbs up. I did the homework. I was able to find a choice, and then let me know what that choice was, so that way we can celebrate with you and say, yes, okay, so you did it. And so while you're doing that, I'm going to kind of segue into what we're discussing tonight. So tonight we're talking about a wall, a mirror, or a hurdle. All three different things, but things that can seem to be an obstacle. So we're going to discuss them briefly. And then there's one that I want to talk about more so, and that's going to be the mirror. Okay. So sometimes when we're faced with having to make a choice, we may find a hurdle. Okay. A hurdle could be just something that you're going to have to go over, or you're going to have to go around it, or you're going to have to go under it. The thing about hurdles is there's so many different ways to get around a hurdle. If you could just imagine any track meet where there's been hurdles, okay? You're going through, you're running the race, and you see, okay, boom, I have this hurdle, is right there. You can either jump over it, you can push it down. We've seen them do that. They're running and they just push it down. The other one, you can go under it, you can go around it, so there's different ways of being able to tackle this hurdle as you're in this race. So now put yourself in the position of having to make a choice. You have to make a choice, and there's this hurdle, there's this obstacle, there's this thing in front of you. At that time, you want to start looking at options. It's just a hurdle. It's not, it appears that it's blocking you. It's keeping you from reaching your goal, but there's ways around it. Jump over it, go under it, go around it. So a hurdle is what I would consider to be when you have to make a choice that you have many options. Okay. So if it's a hurdle that's blocking you, then I would say go into it more in depth and pull out all of the different options: over, under, around, push it down. So just with what we're discussing now, that's 4 options you have because it's a hurdle. So you may be facing something right now where you have to make a choice, but if you can at least pull out 4, over, under, around, or just push it down, then you're dealing with a hurdle. If it's a hurdle, then be encouraged, because that means that there are at least 4 options, 4 choices that you can make. Now, a wall is a little bit different because a wall usually is huge. It's not a hurdle. You can't necessarily jump over it. You're going to have to put in some work to get through a wall. Either you got to climb until you can get to that little space where you don't see anything anymore. Or, if it goes all the way up where it's connecting to something else, then you're going to have to get creative. You talking about, if it's not a sturdy wall, you can probably push it. But if it's attached to something else, then you're looking at a more difficult task. Now, me, myself, I kind of like walls because walls serve 2 purposes for me. The thing about a wall is I can't really see around it. So when you have a wall, and a lot of people don't like walls because it feels tight. When you have to make a choice, it's so tight, and it's like, okay, if I only have two options, either bulldoze through it, throw some dynamite. I don't know how I'm gonna get through this wall, and it's big, but the thing I like about it is because I'm a person that's black and white. It either is or it's not. So with a wall, it serves 2 purposes. One is you can't really see how dangerous it is on the other side. Now that works for my kind of personality, because my personality, I'm jumping no matter what anyway. So the thing is that I'm making the choice. I'm going that way anyway. And the good thing is that I can't really see how bad it could possibly be. I'm just going to make the choice. And when I get over there, I'm going to trust what I got on the inside of me to make it the rest of the way. The other flip side of that is that I can't really see, so I can't see what's on the other side, and I can't really see what the expectation is from on this side. So on this side, I'm kind of shielded from all of the expectation that is on this side with me. Because I can't see the obstacle, I also can't talk myself out of it, if that makes sense. So when you get yourself in a tight situation and you're like, okay, I got to make a choice, but it's so tight. So fear will try to come in. But then the thing is, you don't know what you're afraid of. You can't even see it. Think about it. A lot of times we're like, oh, I can't make this choice. I can't choose because I just don't know. I just don't know. Well, you don't know. And so since you don't know, just go. Make the choice. And when you get there, trust all the tools and all the awesomeness and all the great stuff that makes you you. Trust that you got enough in you when you get to the other side that you can make it. Okay? So I'm going to take a quick break and you tell me if you're more find yourself dealing with a lot more walls, or do you find yourself dealing with more hurdles? Because see, so for some people, hurdles can be very, very discouraging because they keep coming. So that's the thing about hurdle choices that have the characteristics of a hurdle. When you look at a race of a hurdle, I mean, like any kind of people who ran hurdles, I didn't do that when I ran track because I'm not. No, that's a lot. You run in, then you gotta jump and run. It was too much for me. But if you are that person, if you remember anything or watched a race with hurdles, no sooner than you jump over the first one, another one's right there. And then there's another one. And then there's another one. And then there's another one. That can become overwhelming to a person who has to make a lot of choices. If you're like your job requires you to make choices, you have a lot of children that require you to make a lot of choices. You depend on what position you are. I know that Teray is over a church, so he's making choices all the time. So depending on where your lifestyle takes you or what your career has taken you, you have hurdles all the time, and so you're constantly making choices. But the thing that you gotta love about hurdles is that it gives you the repetition. You have to do it so often that after a while, choices they're not as difficult for you anymore. So be encouraged if you're that person that says, I'm constantly, every time I get through it, one, there's another and another and another. You are getting on the job training because it's consistent. And it's you have an expectation. You know that tomorrow you're going to be making choices again. Every moment you're making choices. Now, the third option we were going to discuss is mirrors. But before we do that, I have to bring my boy Teray in. I'm a scold him though when he get in here, y'all. So y'all go like this. Put your hands in your ears because he's about to get it, because we started at 6:00. Everybody, if you are in right now, if you can hear my voice, please put it in your comments. 6:00. Just put it in there for me. 6:00, because I'm about to bring him in. Know that I love him. He's about to get it. Y'all give me 1 second.
Oh man, so you gonna get everybody to jump on me, huh?
Everybody. Thank you, Miss Sandra. Thank you. Everybody. And Mom, don't try to love on them, Mom. Don't be trying to love. 6:00.
Listen, Mama J couldn't have mercy on me if she want to.
Thank you, Cheyenne. Hey, Rakita. 6:00. And I think he's trying to get back at me, y'all, because I'm late for church every Sunday. Bible study. Oh my God. I'm always late. Hi, Mr. Teray. How are you, sir?
Listen, So today, making Mondays my best day was a struggle. I ain't gonna lie to you. If today, if everything that could happen did happen, everything. I was here and my computer. Anyway, love you all. Glad to be here. Hurdles.
Hurdles today.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was hurdles today. Choices. Mama J. No, it's not okay. Tomorrow she loves you. No, it's okay, baby. I love you. No, we only got 30 minutes.
I'm about to adopt Mama J. You know what I'm saying? We're going to share her.
Thank you, Kalia. 6 o'clock. All right. So now let's get to the nitty gritty, you guys. So some of us have hurdles. Some of us got the wall. The last one I wanted to discuss is mirrors. Mirrors. Okay. Is it a mirror blocking your choices? Okay. The mirror, if you look in the mirror, who you looking back at? Well, right now, even though I'm talking to you and I'm broadcasting, I'm looking at me. I'm seeing my own reflection. And sometimes, depending on how healthy you are in making choices, how much effort you're putting in to make your choice, how much what's the word? Experience you have making a choice. This can be very difficult. Because here's the thing about a mirror. When you're in the mirror, right? Let's go back to Snow White, right? Her mom. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest over them all, right? She said that she's doing that all the time. And you know what she's doing? She's building herself up to say that she is the most beautiful. She is. So she does it all the time. It's repetitious. But let me tell you what can be a downfall. It depends on what we're repeating to ourselves. So when you are faced with a choice, a decision you have to make, and fear has entered that decision, failure has entered that decision, depending on what you have rehearsed, this can be really bad. It can almost stunt you where you cannot, where you just let life make choices for you. I'm just rolling. I just roll with the punches, man. I don't know where I'm coming, where I'm going. Because you've rehearsed some things that aren't catapulting you forward, but instead they're anchoring you down. Let me give you an example. You have to make a choice. Let's say you're going to choose to go back to school. I just had to make that choice, y'all. So you had to make a choice to go back to school. But you tell yourself, I was never good at school. Even if I go back, how am I going to pay for it? Even if I do X and Y and Z. You know what? I mean, like, dang, I barely made it out of high school. Talking about going back to get what? Nah. Okay, well, how much is, well, I have rehearsed myself failing before I even made the choice. Does that make sense? I've sat in my mirror and I said, you barely made it out of high school. How are you going to go back to school? You barely, you know, what did you have? Like a 2.0, whatever it was, to be able to, you know? And so, I mean, that's not my story, but it may be your story, you know, that you barely made it out. You didn't get good grades. You weren't smart enough. So these are things that we rehearse in our mind when we have to make a choice, when we have to make a healthy choice. Let's go back to last week's broadcast. We talked about choosing ourselves, right? What conversation are you having in the mirror? If I don't do this, they ain't gonna like me no more. I won't get invited to the next party. If I choose myself, I'ma be selfish. If I don't do this, they gonna say I'm not a team player. If I don't do that, then they gonna say, right? You having this conversation with yourself, and You haven't even made the choice yet. The choice is still lingering, but you didn't talk yourself completely out of it before you even got started. All right, guys, I want you guys to talk to me. When you look in the mirror, what are you seeing back? Mr. Teray, when you look in the mirror and you had to make a choice, is there a choice you can think of that you looked in the mirror and you defeated yourself before you even made the choice? I mean, I know you were bad, shut your mouth, but we might have to give him should we put the timer on, y'all? He's going to have to think way back.
No, actually, because I make decisions all the time. And as you alluded to, not only for myself, but for those that I'm responsible for, you know, as a pastor, as a father, as a husband, I'm making decisions and choices all the time. So I'm always second guessing, third guessing, you know, confirming, validating, looking for affirmation to make sure that the decision I'm making is not just a good decision, but the best decision.
And so in doing that, sometimes do you talk yourself out of something? Have you ever made a choice and then later on realize that had you not spent so much time trying to figure it out and just made a choice that it would have been for the better?
Absolutely. Because the way I think, how I am analytical, I like to have things in order. Sometimes I can overdo that in my preparation, and I just don't start. And part of that is because I've witnessed too many times people starting something without counting the cost and they end before they finish. And so I made up in my mind, I'm not going to be that dude. So I kind of go to the other end of the spectrum and over prepare and over analyze sometimes when I can just start. And so I talk myself out sometimes in my preparation.
Right. You still counting the cost and the race is over. You're like, you still trying to figure out the best tennis shoes. Like, which is the best? Okay, so if Nike, but I see you got some Pumas back there, and the gun and the race is over. Right. So sometimes sometimes the conversations we have with ourselves will defeat ourselves before we even get started. You know, oh man, nah, you can't lose that much weight. Because remember last time you lost it, then you got a whole search team to help you go find it again. And so nah, we ain't gonna we're not even gonna try that, you know, go into the gym. Remember last time you went? So we kind of defeat ourselves in the decisions that we need to make instead of it's so cool you got that shirt on, just doing it, you know, just do it, you know. So I sometimes I make my best decisions when I'm backed up against the wall. Because for me, less choices is better, you know, black or white. Okay. So now next week, you guys, please make sure that you guys are here next week because we're going to go over this tool I use. I'm going to be giving you tools on how to make choices, different things you can use when you're in that position where you have to make a choice. And one of the things I do very, very often is I get a piece of paper folded in half and I write it down. If I go this way, what's going to happen? If I go that way, what's going to happen? Whichever one is the shortest, I'm going. That's it. It's simple, just like that. I'm like, okay, this is the pros of going left. All the pros are going right. That's 3. You got 7. I'm going this way, sir. And because the thing is that we get caught up with the what ifs. The what ifs. We defeat ourselves with the things that we didn't do well last time. Sometimes we defeat ourselves with what other people have told us. Well, you know what? I would ask people, I would call so-and-so, but last time, you know, I don't like asking people for nothing. Now that's a choice. Sometimes we find ourselves in need, but now I don't want to be a burden to nobody because somebody called you a burden back in 1974. And now you can't make a choice because you still think you burdening somebody. You're putting too much on somebody. So remember we talked last time about Mr. Clean coming in with that eraser? When you're making that, drawing that line in the sand, It's sometimes we got our own erasers. We pull them out. We say, you know what? I can buy a house this year. I've saved up enough. I'm debt free. I don't owe nobody nothing. I can buy a house this year. Nah, see, because if I try to do that, what if something else happened? I didn't spend all my savings for a house, and now my car break down. Now what I'm gonna do? See, we start plucking it down. Says a wise woman builds it up. A foolish one just, and that's sometimes what we're doing, because it's all rooted in fear. In fear. We have these things that we make in our head that's supposed to protect us, but in reality, they're excuses. I'm just going to say that they're excuses. We're looking in the mirror and we're giving ourselves permission to fail, just in case. So we start making up all these excuses of why we do what we do. So that way, when I make this choice, if it don't work out, I didn't really think it was going to work out anyway. If it don't work out, I didn't really put on. So we don't commit to the choices that we make. And because we don't commit, sometimes we do not get the results that we could because we did not commit. All right, guys, you guys talk to me. Let me know. Give me thumbs up if you're with me, if you understand what I'm saying to you. If you have, let me see what we got. Do we have any comments, Teray?
Yes. So Brakita chimed in. She said she defeats herself with the phrase, I don't like people. She says, if I can be that honest. So I thought that was good because, again, like you said, we talk ourselves out of it before we start. And we're preparing for failure. And I think we'll always get what we prepare for. We also have We Lit Mo that says, this is good, bottle that right there, and you better buy it because this nugget of wisdom is priceless. You heard it here first.
Okay, I love it. I love it. We come up with these things that keep us from making the choices that we need to make for our lives, the choices that we need to make to be better, the choices to go, like I said, go back to school, make that choice, start that business, make a choice, go lose that weight, make that choice, say I do. Why you still got that man waiting all this time? Say whatever it is that you have not made that choice yet. It starts off with what you see in the mirror. What talk are you having with yourself? What conversation are you having with yourself? Is it pushing you forward? Is it pulling you back? Does it have you stagnant where you can't move? What conversation? So I'm gonna challenge you again. I'm gonna give you some more homework. I'm gonna challenge you to look in the mirror tonight. Okay, look in the mirror and say, okay, hey, these are some choices I need to make, and I want you. Now, this is me talking to. Wait a minute. Hold up. All right. So let me see if y'all can see. Y'all see my mirror? I want you to get your mirror out, okay? You're going to look in your mirror tonight and you're going to say, all right, we got to make a choice. You and me. Give me everything you got right now that's going to stop me from making this choice. Challenge yourself to tell yourself the truth. Get it out all at one time. And once you get all that out, and that side of you that leans to the negative gives you all the reasons why it's not going to work, I want you to then challenge every single thing you say. So you got your mirror, you got your paper, you got your pen. Everything that can go wrong with me making this choice. And then each one of those things on that list, I want you to challenge it. Is it really true? Is it really true? So I'm going to take, only because it's the beginning of the year, most people are trying to lose weight. Okay, I want to lose weight. Okay, I'm going to start walking. I'm going to start walking 30 minutes a day. What could go wrong with that? Well, my knees is bad. I'm not a morning person. It's been cold now in the morning, so I don't even know, and I get to work, and then by the time I get back from work, it's late. And then let's not forget the vid is out there. And then like I got my mask on, I can't breathe. I got, and then I don't even, it's Tuesday. That alone stops everything. I don't do nothing on Tuesdays. And so I want you to write them all down. Every single one. And I want you to challenge yourself and say, now, is this really true? Okay, so I'm not a morning person. Is there time throughout the day? It's 30 minutes. Can I really do this? Can I start something new? Everything that you're going to give yourself, guys, are hurdles. Those are hurdles. Okay? That's all it is. Those are hurdles. So the hurdles, remember, they're going to keep coming, which means if you're in your mirror, you're going to keep coming. You can find a quadrillion reasons why you can't make a healthy choice for yourself. But I want you to challenge as many as you come up with. I want you to challenge it. And I want you to try to come up with the polar opposite, exact opposite reason why it can work. And then once you've done that, that's what I want you to start rehearsing. All of those positive things on that other side, start rehearsing. And you may have to be in the mirror for a minute to rehearse that, to get yourself powerful enough to feel confident enough to say, let's go. Let's go. How we looking, Teray? And we at 6:30.
Man, so this is so good. There's a lot of comments here. I'm laughing because Darla saying, "Get out of my business."
I'm talking about the walking.
Brakita said, "Do it afraid." Kalia commented. She says, "I allow negative self-talk and fear to keep me from making good choices that will give me freedom to enjoy my life." Mm. And We Lit Mocha also chimed in. She says, "I am the one that don't want to ask anyone for anything because I feel a burden. Pray for me, y'all. I am working and praying for strength." We praying for you.
All right. So we realized that the wall is not the hardest obstacle. I mean, if you got to, what I'm saying, you can just kind of bulldoze through that. Remembering that walls are man-made. So if they can be built up, they can be torn down. Hurdles, that's life. No matter who you are, hurdles, you got to make choices every day. I had to make a choice this morning, get out the bed. Used to be one of the hardest choices I had to make in my life many years ago, but it was a choice. And that one was a huge one for me. So it's just hurdles. And from the time I got out the bed, I had to choose, am I going to get in the shower? Am I going to, come out the room? Am I going to actually engage with people today? Am I going to, every choice. But remember, choices put us in a position to make another choice. Okay. So when you find yourself in that mirror and you're having that self-talk, and you're talking yourself out of something, challenge it. That's your homework. Challenge it. And then once you've challenged it, rehearse that positive until you feel strong enough to make that choice. And I'm not giving you a pass. I don't expect you to still be rehearsing this in 2022, that you still rehearsing it, trying to build. No, rehearse it long enough to make the choice in a timely manner that you don't miss the race while you still rehearsing. Okay. I believe in you guys. You can do this. Again, come next week. We're going to go over some tools. I'm going to give you some more ammunition. Okay. Some more arrows to put in your quiver so that it stays full. We have to start making choices that's going to help us, that's going to build us, that's going to make us better and put us in position to make another choice. Now, If you are watching the repeat or if you're just coming in, remember earlier today I posted a possible time change. I know that some people are just sliding in from work. They're getting in. It's like 6 o'clock. And they're missing it or they're coming at the tail end. So if you are under the sound of my voice, or if you're watching on the replay, and you think maybe 7 is better for My Mending Mondays, 8 o'clock is better for My Mending Mondays, I'm open to that. Please make sure you put that in the comments. If another time works better for you, if you're always getting it at the very end and I'm saying bye, I can possibly move the time. Okay, so make sure that you put those in the comments so that we can kind of see how we're looking. Teray, anything before we go?
No, just a lot of thumbs up. I see Brakita says, do it afraid. And Darla says, challenge, rehearse, got it.
Good.
And then,
that's right. That's the homework.
Yeah, good talk, Omara. Dad, too.
Oh, hey. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Mama J. She said, I'm not the only one. Somebody else slid in late. I'm going to ask y'all to make the choice to forgive your boy. Okay. Can y'all make that choice?
Y'all make the choice to forgive him. We forgive you.
It's not going to be a hurdle. I promise you.
We ain't going to be repeating this. Now, when I come to church on, when I get to church on Wednesday.
Everybody. And the Lord said that. No, I'm just kidding.
We get there on Wednesday. I better be on time. I better be on time. Again,
I'm supposed to acting up. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
We're gonna talk offline. We're gonna talk offline. She acting up in the comments. I said she acting up in the comments.
Who?
My sister Brakita.
Oh, she said nope. Okay, so again, I'm Omari Lee. I'm your life coach, whether you know it or not. This is My Mending Monday. I will be back here every Monday at 6 o'clock from 6 to 6:30. Remember, next week, I'm giving you some tools to put in your quiver. So make sure that you're here. Make sure you're on time. Like, share, and hit the notifications. And I will see you next Monday. Bye, guys.